New Thought Media Network. We are a global broadcast network of positive music, media, and entertainment, inspiring humanity's evolution along the journey of enlightenment and creating a world of love, peace, empowerment, and prosperity for all. New Thought Media Network. Positively inspiring.
Hi and welcome to Mama Power. It's Laura Topper here. I'm just so pleased to be here with you on New Thought Media Network. Tuesday, it's 7:30 Mountain Time. It's 2:30 here in the UK in the afternoon. And I love showing up for this because every week, I'm here on a Tuesday and on a Friday at this time. And every time it's a spontaneous, different kind of experience. Sometimes it's prayer, sometimes it will be conversations with people, all sorts of different things that I am bringing across here to inspire you to bring spirituality into your business life, into your knowing of prosperity, and into your life as an incredible woman of power, doing the work, the passion that you are doing in this life, bringing your passion to this life. Whether you have children or not, we are all a child to ourselves and a mother to ourselves. We have that inner child and that inner mama that is they're always wanting to be loved. And here I'm hoping that I bring you a deeper understanding and knowing of how to love yourself in the midst of all of the experience, this great experience of life that we are adventuring right now. So today, I'm really inspired to, my wobbly table here. I'm in the kitchen today, wobbly table at the kitchen sink, as always. Today, I'm really inspired to bring forward this idea of believing to receive, because I know from my own experience and from working with many, many women over many years, and now working with women, that we have this kind of running belief that is here, that we're not enough, we're not good enough, and there isn't enough, and that until we believe it, then we won't receive it, and until we receive it, we won't believe it. And there's this whole muddle up of how we have to believe that we can see it to receive it. And this is not how life, as I know it, reality works, the experience of life works. I know that believing it first is so vital. I mean, this is like the foundation of our receive. And it's for us to be in that place of believing firstly in ourselves as who we truly are, believing in what it is that we are bringing forward into this life and the passion that we have for it, believing in this greater good, this divine knowing presence that is always here, seeking to express and expressing through us, and seeking to do that for our highest good. And when we believe that we don't have to do it all, we don't have to be the struggle and the strife and have to have this burden of feeling that we have to achieve, because unless we're achieving, we won't succeed, and then we won't receive. And there's a whole spiral that goes on there of a pattern of beliefs. And it can be so self-sabotaging. And a belief came through for me yesterday. I was working with my coach, and she took me through a process, and I'm just going to share what came up, because it really, really, it's amazing when we're working with somebody who who asks the right questions and holds that space for us, how we can reveal what's always been there, and yet we haven't always had the opportunity or the perception for to see for our lives. Because if we think we are in this multiplicity of experiences that are going on, sensory experiences that are going on all the time, and we put meaning onto things and place things into compartments, and we come up with our own stories during that process, as of that process. And that is not the truth. It's the story that we're creating in the moment. And this is what I have done for 53 years. And I'm going to share it with you now because I really feel called to do this. So I grew up in a family who all their working lives have had retail, women's fashion retail shops selling beautiful high fashion clothes. And my father was, or is, he's here, still here on this plane. My father was a window dresser, and decided when I was about 3 that he would stop being a window dresser, and he won awards for it. And amazing, so creative. My dad was just like super creative, beautiful human being. However, he decided when I was about 3 that he wanted to stop being a window dresser and start, he wanted to own shops, own women's fashion retail shops. So that's what he did. He started his own businesses with retail. And it was kind of like, that was 50 years ago. And there was a different mentality then to having a shop and how it worked and all of the stress and strain that goes along with creating a business, a high street business. And during times of when it may not have been busy or there weren't enough customers for them in the coming in and buying, he would go into this kind of process of, right, I've got to change the windows. I've got to do something different. Let's change the whole shop round. And I kind of, from a young age, always knew that, because I'd be helping in the shops. I'd be hanging out in the shops. I'd be, I had my first Saturday job there when I was like 8 years old, packaging things. I can't remember what, but packing up something in the stockroom. But so it was infused into me that, if it's not busy, then we make ourselves busy and we do something to change it, because we've got to just keep changing and changing the windows, changing the shop, changing all of this stuff until customers walk in and they all say, oh, wow, I love those windows. I love those clothes. I love that. It was a belief that he had that, customers aren't coming in the shop because the wrong clothes are in the window being displayed. So we have to change the windows, right? Change the models, change the clothes. So I grew up with that. It was like an inherent thing with me. And I realized that, now I realize, because yesterday I was having this coaching session where it came to light of me not feeling that that I'm good enough to receive. And so I constantly have in the past changed a lot of what I'm doing. And I stopped doing that about 6 months ago, and I decided, to keep my website the same and not change it anymore. And it was just a really, really interesting realization for me that I had this held belief that if it's not working, almost like throw it away completely, and just disregard everything that I've done, and reinvent myself. Now that, I'm really pleased this has come to light, and the reason I'm speaking on this now is because we're in a time where there is so much pressure to succeed quickly and for things to turn out the way we want them to quickly. And yet we know that it's going to happen as quickly as we believe. in ourselves, in what we're doing, and in this greater power that is a power for good, that I know as this divine presence, as spirit, as source, as God, whatever we want to call it here. And it's the belief in that, of that, that spurs on the demonstration. So if we're seeding doubt in everything that we're doing, if we're having thoughts of, I'm not good enough, it's not going to happen, it will never happen, whatever it is, whether it's in our businesses, whether it's for our children, for our own lives, whether it's because we want to lose weight, whatever it is, whether we want to be more healthy, if there are seeds of doubt, those seeds of doubt are interrupting the adventure. And the adventure is happening. It is continually happening. Do we have 100% faith in this the whole time? When we speak our intentions, and especially if it's in an affirmative prayer, if we then doubt what we have just spoken, if we place seeds of doubt in there, we are pausing the process and slowing it all down. And that is where we then, it takes a while for us to see the demonstration, if at all, if at all. And I think one of the things that, one of the principles that I would like to, to see taught much more widely here in our spiritual teachings and in our lives is patience, is having that patience to wait for the divine orchestration of what it is we want to take shape and come into form, because there's always going to be this adventure, and we will be taken and shown different opportunities and given different possibilities along the way. Always we'll be given those different possibilities, and they might not feel as if they're part of the plan. And yet those possibilities are here to allow us to meet the person we need to meet, to have the opportunity that we need at that time, to expand, to learn what it is that we are in need of learning, so that we can become the person that we are becoming in order to fully accept the experience that we are wanting for our lives. It's a process that we go through, and having faith and believing that we are not the ones who are being needed to manipulate that process, that we can let go and let the divine do its thing. This is a practice. This is a practice that is quite infuriating and frustrating many times, because we want it done quickly. And also a practice that demands of us that we really look within at ourselves to see where those beliefs have come from, that we believe that we're not good enough, or that it's not happening quickly enough, or that we need to, ditch the whole idea because it's not working. And that's what I did yesterday. And I'm so blessed and feel so grateful to be able to be the type of person that really wants to self-explore, and that really wants to, with no judgment, look at myself. And many times that can be painful, and that can look like, I don't want to go there. Not today, thank you. I really don't want to go there today. And yet it's on those days of me knowing I don't want to go there today. It's on those days and in those moments that I know I'm being called to step up, to stand in my mama power, and to accept and acknowledge the piece of work or the revelation that is coming through for me, to expand in my awareness of the greater awareness of who I am in that moment. We're always given the opportunity to do that. So this is an opportunity for you right now to look at what it is that you are seeding as your intentions for your life, for your desires, for your heart's desires, And if they have not or are not coming into fruition as quickly as you think they should, are you still believing in the process of this unfolding? Are you still believing that it is happening even though you can't see it? We're being called to just remove our focus from the want, the need, that it isn't happening, into the affirming that we know that it's happening, even though we can't see it yet. Yeah, it's powerful and it's a practice. And I believe that once we do it a few times and test it out, and then we see that it is happening anyway and the demonstration occurs, then we can let go of the reins and we can allow the divine to do its thing without feeling that we have to push and push and push, because that is coming from a very masculine type of conscious energy, and really want to be seated in the feminine here, where we're allowing spirit to come through us to teach us what we need to know, and we listen and we take inspired action, and we take inspired action, and we hold ourselves in this place and this space of allowing, gently allowing. And in the meantime, while we think we're waiting, we have fun. We get on with what we're doing and we enjoy it, and we enjoy the experience, and we have fun. And what does fun mean? Fun means that it feels good, that we stay lifted to the highest state of awareness that we can, of love and of joy, and we enjoy what it is that we're doing, and we put love into everything that we're doing. Everything, washing up the whole lot. We do this from the place of love, and we open our hearts in expanded awareness, knowing that it is happening and that the demonstration is already here. So we continue with that beautiful feeling and knowing that it's already done. So we stay in a place of excitement within ourselves. Can you feel that? Can you feel that? I can feel it. I can feel it. Look, the computer's shaking on the table. It can feel it. So I'm reading this beautiful book at the moment as a part of my study process, that it's called Leading Consciously. And it is by Debashis Chatterjee. And it is a beautiful, beautiful book. And not only can we apply this to leading, whether we're leading a spiritual ministry, or leading our spiritual business, or leading our lives. This is where I think this is so beautiful, how we lead our lives consciously. And that means opening up, holding space for what we're not doing in our humanness, for what the divine is doing everywhere. And we allow that to happen, rather than thinking that we have to do it all, So what I've underlined here, he's talking here about organizations and the structures of organizations. Well, let's think about our body or our life as an organization. Let's think about our family as an organization, even our home as an organization. And I'm going to read this because it resonated with my heart. We have begun to realize that organizations are not inert structures of units and departments, but living fields of collective intelligence of the people who constitute that organization. This collective field of intelligence is what we may call consciousness. In this sense, organizations are conscious entities through which intelligence flows. The goals and objectives of the organization give direction to this flow, while the people working for the organization become conscious conduits through which this flow maintains its momentum. The organization serves as a matrix or a field on which structures and processes, machines and people and mechanisms mesh together to facilitate the play of creative energy. And why I'm reading this from this beautiful book, Leading Consciously, is if we really believe and we feel and we know in our hearts that we are one as and with everything, if we really fully believe that in our lives, then we are empowered to know that everything is working as one. If we think of this organization of our lives, we're not independent things kind of held out separate from each other, where no one affects anyone else and nothing affects anything else, and we are separate from this incredible experience of the divine. We are one with it, this organization of us, and it is all of it together. And we are enmeshed as one. We're enmeshed as one. And so when we have faith to believe that we're always receiving what we desire, to the capacity of what our mental equivalent is, what it is that we're open to receiving. So it's more a question of, are you really in tune with the flow of what is already here, and knowing that as you expand in your capacity to allow in what the divine has for you, then you will see it demonstrated over and over and over and over again. And I've seen that for myself, and I have experienced that for myself in the past, or definitely in the past year, since I have been really using specific practices in a very intentional and directional way. And those practices include knowing that everything is love expressing, everything. And that is not always easy when I see what I see in the news and the media, when I read what I read, when I hear what I hear. It's not a practice that's an easy practice, and it certainly isn't a bypass of me just ignoring what's going on. It's me coming to a truth that the divine is in everything. We're not separate. And so we can see what's happening, and we can be more of who we are, to assist in this life, to teach more deeply in this life, to be a more valuable presence of all of the attributes, all of the loving attributes of the divine, be it peace, be it love, be it compassion, be it understanding, be it patience, be it freedom, creativity, acknowledgement, acceptance, non-judgment. All of these beautiful and meaningful attributes, we're being called to be more of them. And as we say yes to that, to being more of that, those expressions, then we will see a greater demonstration in our lives of what it is that we truly desire, because from that place we are one. We are one in the likeness of what is. And so then we experience that for our lives. We experience that peace, that goodness, that joy, prosperity, love, acceptance, acknowledgement. This is what is always and already happening as this life experience. And it's up to us to be the conduit, the container, the vessel for this greatness that I know as the divine, as source, as God, as you may have met creative intelligence, whatever floats your boat with how you name this. It's beyond a name. So we are learning here to work with this rather than against it. And we're working with it by using our knowledge to be more expressed in the goodness of it. So we are in alignment and in the flow. And this is all a part of believing to receiving. We almost are challenging ourselves, at times to, do I really believe? Well, I'm going to do this to test it out for myself and become that experiment, become the living human spiritual experiment for yourself, and test it out and question it, because that is what great spiritual teachers teach, including Ernest Holmes, that we must question this and we must become the experiment, the human experiment, so that we prove it to ourselves, so that we then know in complete confidence that we have walked the walk and talked the talk and walked the walk and done the work, and we know it as we know it as we know it for ourselves. We cannot be told it. We are to experience it and to test it out for ourselves. That is practice again. That is a practice again, and it's intentional. So I know that because you're here right now, you're ready and willing to do this work for yourself. Otherwise, you just wouldn't be here. You would be elsewhere doing something else. So nothing is a coincidence. You're here exactly in divinely orchestrated placement. And you're here because you know that all of this beauty and goodness exists. And for you to experience it, you're being called to open up to be more of it yourself. So where can you give more today? Where can you serve more deeply today? Even if it's for 10 minutes somewhere for somebody. Where can you be a greater expression of goodness today? Even if it's a smile as you're walking past somebody, that can change somebody's day, believe me. Let's breathe this in and know this truth for ourselves, that there's only one thing happening, and that thing is this divine expression that is expressing through me, through you, through everything right now. And I know that as we open up more fully to becoming the true nature of who we are, that then we won't even need to believe to receive. We will simply be acknowledging the receive, and we will be the receive. That's the next step. That's tomorrow, Friday's show, maybe. For now, though, just know that we are, this expression, this divine expression, to the degree that we accept it. So if you've just joined, hi and welcome here to Mama Power. I've been talking about believing to receiving. We're on New Thought Media Network, which is a great place to be because there's lots of fantastic broadcasts all week, all week long, from early in the morning till later on in the evening. And I'm here based in the UK, and I'm here every Tuesday and every Friday with Mama Power. If you have a question, please pop it into the Facebook feed where I can receive it, and I will talk upon it next time that I'm here. I would like to close here by acknowledging you and honoring you, and just saying that whatever it is that you're experiencing, whether it feels good at the moment or not, whether it feels right or wrong at the moment, whether it's pain or joy, I know that ultimately there is one experience happening, and that this experience can feel better with the acceptance and the allowing of the experience, and when we choose to feel the feelings rather than trying to suppress them and ignore them and act as if they are not allowed or not happening. So be the fullness of who you are. Say yes to being all of you right now and allowing that to express, because then you're acknowledging and accepting and loving yourself just as you are right now. And that is why you are such an incredible, magnificent being of light, being of light. Blessings to you. And if you would like to know more about my work, then you can check out lauratopper.com and my coaching and the Mama Power coaching mentoring circle that will be about to open in July. If you were interested in more about that, you can go to my website and see more and sign up to know more. You can also sign up to my mailing list, which is on my website, and all of my music is there also. Sending you love and peace and blessings for a fantastic day. And stay tuned in here for New Thought Media on New Thought Media Network for what's about to be coming up straight after Mama Power. And remember, you are that top mama. Bye for now.
New Thought Media Network is on the rise. We're looking to grow with you. Do you have technical media experience? Or perhaps a desire to learn? Are you willing to volunteer your precious time and attention? We share this message to benefit all. If you possess a computer with a camera and a microphone, we will share our knowledge with you. Behind the scenes or being the star, let us bless our one. Contact us at info@ntmedia.org.